incarcerated individual at correctional facility. This call is subject to recording and monitoring. To accept charges, press 1. To refuse, thank you for using Securus. You may start the conversation now.
What do you do when your person gets locked up? And I figure I'm just gonna come on here and share because frankly, when you dating these niggas, I'm not one dimensional. I wasn't gonna get back on YouTube and start being like, oh, I'm this, project management this and da 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 da. Like, no. And in this climate, in this ghetto country, anything can happen. My man got locked up. When he first got locked up, I did not know what to do. This is what I'm living, and I've been living it for a long time now. This is not an inspirational video. I've done a lot of trial and error. I had to figure it out. It was not very Googleable. I've had to help people help me, but this is something that people don't want to share. I don't give a fuck. I'm going to share it. Lord have mercy. We were friends for a long time, transitioned into dating, locked the fuck in, and next thing you know, overnight, then that man was locked up and they did not let him out. There's a lot going on outside. So if you know someone who got locked up, who knows someone who got one of their friend of a friend got locked up, this is a practical guide. I have done so much trial and error. These prisons don't want you to know how to reach out to your friends and your people. So I'm going to help you. This is what you do. Okay, quick little education on this ghetto ass shit before we get into the details. Not all prisons are created equal. County prisons, there are state prisons, there are federal prisons. Each of them got their own rules, their own laws, their own procedures. Okay? Just saying that, keep that in mind. You have to do anything I say, you have to do your own research, but a lot of these tips is just good step ones. Okay? Okay, I have notes. First 48 hours. Okay, so what you're going to do immediately, two things. First thing, you need their last name. And this is coming from someone who does not know anyone's last name. So a lot of people that I know, you're fucked if you get locked up. You have to get their last name and you're going to go to the Department of Corrections website for your state. It's called DLC. And you just Google DLC lookup Florida, DLC lookup California, something like that. Every inmate has their own Department of Corrections number, and it's the number that they're unfortunately going to have for the rest of their life as long as they're involved in that system. From my knowledge and my experience, all you had to do was at least have their first and last name and their birth date if you knew it. What the DLC is going to pull up for you is exactly where they're going to go. So the facility that they're going to go to next. Say they get locked up at a police station and don't come out. It's going to show where they're going to go. It's going to show the next court date. When they do get sentenced, if they get sentenced, it'll also show on that too. The second thing you're going to do in the first 48 hours, oh my God, not first 48. First 2 days to the 5 days, max a week, right? Because if you're anyone like me, especially if it's your man, like you're upset, you're crying and throwing up. So what I had to do was simply stay by my phone. When someone gets locked up, I don't know if this happens every time, but hopefully whoever is arresting them will let the person who's getting arrested to give them a moment to write down phone numbers from their cell phone, important phone numbers, because who is memorizing numbers nowadays? They hopefully will write down your number. And if this is a relationship where you feel like, why wouldn't they write down my number? Then you're good. The process for them getting booked and all that good stuff, whatever they do, getting booked to the point where they can get on the phone and it's not like a lawyer phone call, it varies. Again, different facilities, different scenarios, different things. Be patient. Hopefully it'll be really quick. I think it took I didn't hear my nigga's voice for like, I want to say 3 or 4 days. It was like the longest 3-4 days that I've experienced in a long time. Turn the sound on, the ringer on, be by your phone, because the whole like phone privileges and all of that, that also takes time. That's a whole process. Different facilities do different things. So just be ready when they can make the first phone calls and be in there and getting all settled in there, then you're ready and by the phone. Let's talk apps, communication apps. How are these phone calls? Because if anyone like me, I didn't know shit about talking to a nigga in jail. There are a couple different apps. I'm sure there's more out there. Global Tel Link, GTL, and Securus. Global Tel Link, we were using when my man was at a county prison or jail, technically, and then Securus when he moved to a state prison. First things first, when you find out, you look them up on the DOC and see like which facility they're going to. Then you're going to Google and figure out what communication app that facility takes. Every facility again is different. Every state's different, so you're gonna have to look that up and do a little Google and researching. I find Reddit to be helpful in this situation. The rates are determined by the facility. So the county, definitely the particular county that we were dealing with, definitely charges your life. They're just not that easy to deal with from a customer service level. And Securus is a little bit better, not much better, but they are a little bit better. Phone calls are 20 minutes. Right now, in terms of what I'm paying, I know Global Tel-Link was easily like over $1 a phone call. Now I pay a cent per minute. And that cent per minute was just changed by a state law. Please vote. Different rates, different states. You can also just ask your person when they call you, like what they heard and stuff. It depends on your person and the scenario, but if they're able to get information that quickly once they get there, or they just happen to know, maybe they've had experience. I don't know what the situation is, but that's probably the easiest. My person had never been in jail. He didn't know what the fuck was going on. So I had to use my freedom to figure it out. Oh, that reminds me. Do not assume that the people in jail will tell the inmates what's going on. They are not incentivized to help them. The COs and they're not incentivized to, oh, this is the phone that you want. They don't give a shit. I'm just saying. There are different things you can do on the two different apps that I mentioned. Erase a lot of memories from GTL, so forgive me. But if I remember correctly, it was only video calling and phone calls. The Securus app has a lot more going on that app. That doesn't mean that you can do everything that is on the app. So like you can send letters / emails, you can send pictures, you can send like video, like voicemails, you can send money, texting. Not every facility allows all those things. So my man's facility only allows like emails and photos, and they just started doing video calls. Different by every facility, but the app has all of it on there, and it will tell you as you click around like which facilities allow you to do different things. So app is free. Better be. Shit. Your person can, again, depending on the facility, but my assumption is most of the facilities have this, a regular ass landline. Whether they call from a landline or they will call from a tablet. Like when they get in there and it takes a little time and all of that, like that is one of the things that does take time. It also takes time for your phone number to go on their call list, depending on the facility. Inmate has a call list where there's specific numbers that gets approved for them to receive and put out calls. So they're just not in there dialing random numbers. You have to be on their call list. So a way that they can more quickly give a phone call is through the landline. Maybe not everyone has a tablet, or the landline's got politics assigned to it. It's a whole thing. That's none of your business at the end of the day. But it is another way that they can communicate. So just keep that in mind when you're just trying to figure out like talking to them. I'm going to talk about a couple more things. And I'm going to try to get through this quick. Mailing letters. First thing I did, because I had to literally take a flight like a day after my man got locked up. And I was like, what the fuck? So I wrote him a letter. A regular snail mail letter. Cannot put no perfume in them. You cannot put no lipstick on them. You cannot just send nudes in the letters. You can't do none of that. They take the letters and they scan the letters, and then they give your person a copy of the letter. You have to put your person's name on the envelope, put the DOC number. It's got to be clear. Any scribbling, anything that's not written clearly, they will send it back. Trust me. Now this was amazing. About a company called Free Print. I don't send a lot of pictures, but for my people who need to send pictures, send pictures of the kids, send pictures of your ass, send pictures of your family, of the cookout, of whatever. I like to send pictures of me when I'm out partying, okay? Because I'm still that girl. Free Prints is right on your phone. Just go ahead on your phone. It's an app. And they give you like 1 million prints a month. I think I got 85 prints this month. I ain't gonna send that. A super cheap way. I want to say I might send my man like 8 pictures or something, and it cost me like literally $2, like maybe $4 if I'm really pushing it. Like nothing. Free Prints prints it, and then you can send it directly to the facility. You cannot send nipples. You cannot send coochie. You can, and yeah, that's pretty much it. Emojis over the nipples. I learned that, but you can't send nothing else. Nudity, of course. Any like photos of like, I'm sure, I don't know, weapons. I don't know. That's not my territory, but nipples was my territory, and you can't send that. The last thing is you can send Amazon packages, so you can send books. So you can't send them like sex magazines, if Amazon even has that. I don't know. It's easy shipping, just like any other Amazon package. Facility will open the package, look at the book, and what they do is that they'll put your person's name as ownership. We got the practical stuff out the way. I want to acknowledge the hard reality of loving someone in prison. Like, this shit is no fucking joke. It could be your sister, it could be a best friend, it could be anybody. Like, it is not easy, and there's nothing to be ashamed about. It's easier to help them and love them and be there for them if you are taking care of yourself. I've definitely had some times where I had to adjust. I'm a codependent girly. Uh, down. It didn't matter if he was in prison or not. I would have to figure that out. You do not have to defend your love. There's going to be a lot of judgment, a lot of silent judgment, a lot of side eyes. But at the end of the day, you don't have to defend your love. You love your person. And at the end of the day, you are not in prison. Amen. There is a way to hold a lot of beautiful, loving, nurturing, warm space for your person who's in like a very cold, dark place. It's just good to know that people that you love on the out will like actually want to talk to you. So that's why I'm spreading this information. That is it. I would love if you would actually drop a comment if you have been through this or have experienced this, or if this is even helpful, if you're like, oh my God, I wanted to reach out to my boy and but I don't even know where to start. If you've been through this and there's things that I should talk about, like visits, more information, just let me know. Drop a comment. A lot of shit going on, and I'm navigating all of it, and I'm still very much myself, very free. So, and I don't mind talking about what the hell is going on. Any other questions about the scenario and all of that? Because I'm definitely probably gonna talk about it more. I'm down. So yeah, let me know.